Queen Jezebel remains one of the most infamous figures in biblical history. Her name synonymous with wickedness, manipulation, and defiance against God. Her life, detailed in the Old Testament, is a gripping tale of political ambition, religious conflict, and the ultimate judgment of divine justice. The legacy of Jezebel's actions offers a profound exploration of the interplay between power, faith, and morality, a story as relevant today as it was in ancient times. Born into the royal family of Sidon, Jezebel was the daughter of King Ahab, who was not only a monarch, but also a high priest of Baal, the chief deity of the Canaanite pantheon. In her upbringing, Jezebel was immersed in the worship of Baal and Asherah, gods associated with fertility, prosperity, and nature. Her father, a former priest, rose to power through assassination, setting an example of ruthless ambition that would shape Jezebel's own life. As a Phoenician princess, Jezebel was educated in the art of statecraft, diplomacy, and religious devotion. Her marriage to King Ahab of Israel was likely a calculated political alliance meant to secure trade and military relations between Israel and Phoenicia. However, this union would have far-reaching consequences as Jezebel brought her religious practices into the heart of Israel. When Jezebel married Ahab, she did more than join two royal houses. She introduced a new religious agenda that would challenge the spiritual identity of Israel. Ahab, already a weak-willed king, was heavily influenced by Jezebel's strong personality and unwavering devotion to Baal. Together, they erected altars and temples dedicated to Baal and Asherah in Samaria, the capital of Israel. These acts marked a significant departure from the worship of Yahweh, the God of Israel, and sparked widespread idolatry. Jezebel did not stop at promoting her religion. She actively sought to suppress the worship of Yahweh. Her efforts were not limited to spiritual changes. Jezebel used her political influence to hunt down and kill them. Jezebel's determination to consolidate power was evident in her handling of threats to her religious and political agenda. Her most infamous act of manipulation occurred in the story of Naboth's vineyard. King Ahab coveted Naboth's land, but was refused the sale, as Naboth considered it a sacred inheritance from his ancestors. Jezebel, seeing Ahab's frustration, took control of the situation. She forged letters in Ahab's name, orchestrating a plot to falsely accuse Naboth of blasphemy and treason. Jezebel's scheme led to Naboth's wrongful execution by stoning, allowing Ahab to seize the vineyard. This blatant abuse of power and injustice, who confronted the royal couple with a dire prophecy. Ahab's dynasty would be destroyed, and Jezebel would meet a grisly end, her body devoured by dogs in the streets of Jezreel. Jezebel's story is inseparable from her conflict with the prophet Elijah, a fierce defender of Yahweh. The most dramatic moment in this struggle was the showdown on Mount Carmel, where Elijah challenged 450 to a contest of divine power. Each side prepared a sacrificial offering, and the challenge was for their God to ignite the offering with fire. The prophets of Baal spent hours calling upon their God, performing elaborate rituals and even mutilating themselves in desperation. Despite their efforts, there was no response. Elijah then stepped forward, praying simply to Yahweh. Fire descended from heaven, consuming the sacrifice, the altar, and even the water surrounding it. This miraculous event proved Yahweh's supremacy and led to the execution of Baal's prophets. Jezebel's reaction to this defeat was one of unrelenting anger. She vowed to kill Elijah, forcing him to flee into the wilderness. Despite this setback, Jezebel continued her campaign to restore the dominance of Baal worship, showing her unwavering resolve. Jezebel's eventual downfall came years later, after the death of King Ahab. She continued to wield influence as queen mother, advising her sons who succeeded Ahab on the throne. However, her power could not shield her from the judgment foretold by Elijah. Jehu, a military commander anointed by Yahweh to bring judgment upon Ahab's house, led a rebellion against Jezebel's family. When Jehu entered Jezreel, Jezebel faced him defiantly. She painted her eyes, adorned her hair, and addressed him from a palace window, mocking him as a traitor. Her attempt to intimidate Jehu failed. At his command, her eunuchs threw her from the window. Jezebel's body was trampled by horses, and when Jehu's men came to bury her, they found only her skull, hands, and feet. The rest had been eaten by dogs. This gruesome end fulfilled Elijah's prophecy cementing Jezebel's legacy as a symbol of divine retribution. Jezebel's story has been interpreted in various ways throughout history. To some, she represents the dangers of idolatry, pride, and the misuse of power. Her name has become a byword for wickedness and moral corruption, often used to describe women perceived as manipulative or immoral. Yet Jezebel was also a woman of remarkable strength and determination. She was fiercely loyal to her beliefs and unafraid to challenge the status quo. Her story is a testament to the complexities of power and the enduring consequences of one's actions. In the end, Jezebel's life and death serve as a stark reminder of the triumph of divine justice. Her dramatic rise and fall continue to captivate readers and offer lessons on the dangers of arrogance, the importance of faith, and the ultimate sovereignty of God. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to get notified when the next video is released. Stay tuned as we uncover more details about this exciting topic in an upcoming episode.